Peace, love, and light, y'all. Okay, today we're going to talk about the things that happen on an energy level when it comes to sex. I mean, you have to understand, like, in order to get to the climax and like you're raising your energy so that you can come. And all of that energy that you're using, that you're building up in order to release, if you were to look at that like, and with a different type of a scope of like something that reads energy, you would see that when a person comes, I saw, there was a professor that actually did this with a couple. They were reading the energy that the couple were having while they were having sex, how their energy changed, and they put it on a scale, a range of like a meter, to like if their energy was here before having sex, and then as they were getting aroused, they watched the meter climb to the point of climax. And once the climax, it was a lot of energy, and it sent the meter all the way to the other side, right at climax. And so we have to understand, energy. It's like lightning. It's the friction of nature, that the energy that's in the sky that's creating the lightning. It's like a big combustion of energy that's being like thrown out, and it creates this lightning. That's the same thing with the energy within our own body. When we climax, it's sort of like our climax is like lightning. So when a guy climax within you, that's like a lightning strike, and he puts this semen. Now, I mean, had nobody realized, it's just like those things we learn in sex ed, the semen swims and it's got to go find the egg. What's keeping the semen alive after ejaculation? Energy. It's the man's energy that is still keeping his seeds alive. But it's only for a certain time, or they all die. If they can't find the egg, then there is no conception. So, that's energy. Now, what happens to all of that energy that was put inside of you? That energy just doesn't go away. That energy is absorbed by you. You absorb that energy. And when you're absorbing that energy, you're absorbing that person's DNA, their traits, their flaws, their beliefs, on small notes. But like, if you continue to have sex with them over and over, you start noticing. That's why like couples, when they be together for a long period of time, they both start acting alike, they both start looking alike. That's because they've been absorbing each other's energy, and they're pretty much like that stuff the Bible kind of says, the two become one flesh. And that's what's happening. The two, you're merging your DNA with somebody else's DNA, and you're creating new DNA, i.e. children. But what happens when there's no children? That comes from this merging of DNA, this merging of energy. Because we as humans are, if there was a such thing as like aliens and stuff, and they were coming to like feed off of energy, do you know that living organisms such as us have the most energy out here? More energy than a tree, more energy than the animals. Human beings we have crazy amounts of energy. That's why they call us star children, children of the sun, because we're formed by energy. So just think about, I'm just giving out some stuff to think on. Some of that stuff, it's sort of like we like the little pre-packaged version that society gave us, but let's delve a little deeper, into this, and like really think about like what are you doing, when we have sex, and could that possibly be why we always keep saying, oh, these children are changing. Every generation always says that about the next generation. Oh, that generation is so bad. But if we look at the society and the way that, the more freer we become with having sex, even going back, years, most couples used to stay together. It was one father, one mother, and a whole lot of kids, or, maybe even two sets of kids. But now, we come in a society where it's not uncommon to have 3, 4, 5 different, kids by different people. Now think about that DNA that we are holding on to, us as women. We have DNA with our first boyfriend, and we exchange DNA with this person, and a child is produced. Okay, and then that relationship didn't work, and we get with another person, and we exchange that DNA. Now you have to mind you, the DNA from the first person is still within you. That person's DNA is still there. Now you have a child by the second person. Do you know that DNA from that first person is actually fighting with the DNA of the second person? And sometimes that's why we have, these children that are born, they may be colicky or cry a lot, or, they just seem to be a little bit more, they need a little bit more attention to details and stuff like that. It's because there's this energetic fight going on with 2 different seed deposits, 3 different seed deposits, 4 different seed deposits. Think about that. You have to like really take that into consideration. All of the DNA that we ingest, within ourselves, that we, absorb within ourselves, all of that stuff starts fighting with the star seed, the seed, that's being raised up. They're interjecting all of that energy in. I mean, I'm not saying like, you have a baby and you get pregnant by baby daddy number 5, and baby daddy number 1 could be the daddy. No. We're not talking about that kind of DNA. We're talking about energy DNA. The energy DNA, the stuff that makes you act, react, fears, anxieties, and things like that. That stuff is ingested, and we just really have to pay attention like to that. When it comes to seed deposits, seed creation, and stuff like that. So it's just something to really think about. And I'm gonna leave that right here for today, because I don't like my videos to be too long. But I don't know. Let me know what y'all think about that. DNA, energy, residual energy, soul ties. Some people may want to call it. Let me know what y'all think about that. All right. Peace, love, and light.